welcome, welcome. It's Mary Jo Snyder. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States in upstate New York, Finger Lakes region. I am happy to be here with you today. And before we get started, I actually just wanted to I was actually going to find some scripture, but I'm really not an I don't want to say an amateur at praying because I pray every day, but it's just me and a conversation with God. Um, but I want to take a minute, even if it's a moment of silence for us all, to just kind of say a little prayer for the situation that's going on in Texas. Hey, Mary. I just want to lift the community up in prayer and pray for peace, comfort, understanding, um, and for the families that are still looking for their loved ones, and those that have found that they have lost loved ones or have rejoined with loved ones that are still with us. I pray for everybody's safety, the first responders that are out there trying to do their best in recovering those that have been lost and finding people that are still with us. It is a very, I don't even know the words. I just pray to God that He is taking them all into His arms and just shielding them from the pain that they are going through and finding comfort in Him. Thank you for allowing me to do this. I just feel so compelled. If there's anything, Lord, that I can do in addition to praying for these people, if I have the means to do so, please assist me in finding those ways to help them. I will continue to pray. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for each and every day that you bless us with. And I pray for everyone in Texas. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Wow, thank you for allowing me to do that. I just needed to take that time. I really struggled last night. I was scrolling through Facebook and the images of children that have lost their lives um, it's hitting me. And I went to bed in a very somber moment. I had nightmares. I feared waking up that, sometimes things are so realistic when you dream. And then you fear that something terrible has happened to your own, but I, and not that I'm discrediting what these people are going through. I just, my heart aches for them. And I just wish I could, I feel like sometimes my calling is to just not work and just volunteer my time and help with, like, not so much searching for people, but when these disasters take place, I just want to go and help someone with their yard. My yard looks atrocious, but I would totally give the time to someone else to help them in some way, shape, or form. So and it's really hard when you're out there on social media as well and you're looking at all these things. I try not to click on any links because you never know who's out there trying to scam. And unfortunately, that stuff takes place out there when terrible things happen to people. And so, probably the best thing for you to do if you want to do something to assist them is find a reputable, like the Red Cross or something like that, organization that whatever you donate is going to go to this cause. So that is what I needed to do for the first few minutes of my video, and I thank you so much for allowing me to do so. So we are still working with the Notes and Totes because I missed out on my Sunday live. Let's Caffeinate and Create. I have some water here tonight. It's very warm in my craft room, and it's hilarious. I got to share this with you. We did our Monday Zoom with Celine, and sometimes I can do it, and sometimes I'm not able to make it. I was there for part of it, and then Aaliyah called, and I basically turned off my iPad and got out of the Zoom meeting and spent some time talking with her. Text Celine real quick and told her, daughter's on the phone. Love you guys. Have a good night. Pass it along, whatever. And the funny thing is, it was so warm in my craft room the other day on Monday night that the way the Hollywood Squares kind of thing was set up in the Zoom craft along type thing, and we just get together. Celine does this every Monday night, and if she's not able to be present, she has someone to fill in. So it's amazing, and I can't even tell you how many years she's been doing it, but it's wonderful to have that outlet on a Monday night after the first day back to work, and you can come home and you can just get out your craft stuff and hang with friends. Highly recommend it. And if that's something you want to do, it's on Facebook, and you can look up Stamp Your Heart Out with Celine Kempton. Just search Celine Kempton, you'll find it. And then on Monday night, she'll put the Zoom link up and all that good stuff. So it's a great time, and anyone is welcome. You don't have to be a demonstrator. You can just, come along and craft and spend time. And we laugh, we tell stories, we cry. There's a lot of things we do, but it's all good. I got to turn on my iPad real quick before I get started crafting so I can see what I'm doing. But it doesn't want to play nice, so bear with me. So I do have a couple of announcements before getting started. So thank you, all of you joining me live. Anyway, as I was saying, so it was hot in here, squirrel. And the way the Hollywood squares were set up in the Zoom meeting, like Celine was next to me and I was here, and she like faced me and was like blowing air on me. And it was just as like the wind was coming, a breeze was coming through the window. So I was laughing so hard, and she took a screenshot of it. And I kept it because, that's got to go in a scrapbook somewhere. So anyway, it was hilarious. So that's the kind of fun we have. Special announcement, July 9th is tomorrow, actually. 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you are in my time zone, midnight Mountain Time, all the other time zones, I'm not sure. You'll have to find out what time it is for you. There is going to be the start of a 3-day sale, 20% off the 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock. So the 3-day sale is the perfect opportunity to stock up on every color of two-tone cardstock. Whether you're making cards or a scrapbook spread, two-tone cardstock is a must-have crafting staple. Each piece of cardstock has a smooth texture or for stamping, and a white core that works great for techniques like tearing, sanding, crumpling, embossing, etc. Some colors may sell out faster than others, so don't wait to start shopping when this sale starts tonight for Eastern Time, 2 a.m. Mountain Time, it is obviously midnight. So make sure you are taking advantage of that. You can shop www.maryjosnyder.stampinup.net. You'll hit that little 3-line bar at the top right corner of your screen, and you will hit the shop button, and it's going to take you right to my online store. You can search two-tone cardstock. You can buy the colors you love. You can stock up on all of them. It is 20% off every single pack that you purchase. And then don't forget, you're also earning Stampin' Rewards, which is 10% anything over $20. So you spend $20, you get $2 in Stampin' Rewards. It's really a no-brainer. On the two-tone paper, what must-have colors do I recommend? I love neutrals. Especially, I'm going to show you a few things with the cards I'm going to do. Crumb cake. Every color in our catalog or in our color families is in. It would have been the perfect time for me to do a paper share had I known in advance. I've been toying with the thought of doing a two-tone cardstock paper share, but unfortunately I haven't had time to rack my brain and put my mind around that, so it's not going to happen this time around. But let me find what page that's on. And there are, let's see. So I can just tell you kind of like what I would do. I would go with like the neutrals, definitely. And then probably, I don't know, it's hard for me because I love regals. I love fall colors, and regals are my staple. So I probably would do the neutrals and the regals and maybe the new in colors. I'm not sure. Probably the new in colors. Honestly, I want it all, but I can't do that without doing a paper share because I can't do it all by myself. But yes, there is that two-tone. If you look through pages in your catalog, and I'll flip this around in a minute, pages 137 through 139, they're all the color families, and you can get all of the item numbers or the product item numbers for each color pack. It's $10 per pack, and you get, I want to say, I'll tell you. Does it tell me how many sheets you get? I think there's, all right, hold tight. I know there's more about this paper in here other than what I'm looking at. All right, so we already got to that announcement. Let me go to Stampin' Up real quick. And I'm just going to look something up if I can get to a different screen here. And then we'll get to crafting. I got a couple of cards to share with you and another announcement after I'm done. So it's really exciting, which is perfect opportunity for this sale. All right, Stampin' Up and two-tone cardstock. Okay, I'm trying to type with one hand here. Cardstock. Oops. If someone has the answer, 12 sheets. Thank you. Thanks, Lisa. So $10 for 12 sheets. You can't beat that. That means if you like get a couple of different colors, you have like 2 sheets can make a 2-page spread, but you can also make a ton of different cards and projects with your 3D, because of the white core. I'm kind of funny with using 3D, that paper for 3D projects, but definitely if you want to do techniques and stuff like that, that is the perfect way to do that. All right, let me find myself on YouTube and then we're going to get to crafting. And then I'm going to have another special announcement when I am all set here. Now I should be able to find myself real easy. There we are. Welcome everyone. We got Mary and Lisa. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, give your opinion. What's your favorite colors that you think would work good for you? Now again, we've got the holiday catalog coming up in September, and that's going to be another opportunity for you to maybe want some 12 by 12 paper if you're going to make multiple cards and you want to use that paper. Then definitely those Christmas tones, fall colors, there I go with the Regals again, are going to be great. But it's hard to know what colors to choose without knowing what colors are going to be in the designer series paper. So there is that. All right, so let's get flipped down. We're going to reverse the camera here. And thank you all for joining me. And I got things all kind of wonky, so bear with me. I got to move some stuff and zoom in, so maybe we're not going to see the handle on my my stand. All right, so love what you do, embrace the journey, just little tidbits of, you know, awesomeness. So y'all remember those things that we made. So this was inspired by Julie, who I met, was my roommate at like I met Mary last year at Celine's retreat, and this year I got to meet Julie. Hello Ramona, welcome. Thank you for joining us from Oregon. Very nice to have you here. So we are playing with the Notes and Totes, and this was a card that I made last week using that. Whoops, I shouldn't have pulled that up too much. That's got a little pocket there. So this was inspired by Julie. I got a swap card from her. So I recreated the card and did a little different things using different colors and whatnot. So there's this one. And I also made the bag, but I really wasn't hip on my bag because I cut it wrong. So I might take another opportunity tonight to create that bag, but let me pull out the one. I did eat all the chocolate that Julie also made for me, well, gave me for a gift. And this is a 3D project, and you cut out all the pieces and can adhere that together. So you have these two projects using, this is the Pretty in Pink in color, and those are the 20... I always forget. So these are 25, 27. So those are 24 to 26. This color is. So why I'm sharing these two things with you and the other two cards that I'm going to make this evening, this is going to be a ordering special. So if you place an order in my online store of $35 or more, then you will get the make and takes for these projects. I'm going to die cut everything. I cannot send stamped images, and this is only for US market only because I cannot send product outside the US. Not to mention the fact that if you're outside the US, you're not able to purchase from my online store. So there is that. So you will have a 3D project that you can put together. You will have this card and these elements. The gems might be different, but still you will get whatever you need to the consumables to make this. Everything will be die cut, and you'll just follow the instructions from my videos. And then the last two cards we are going to make tonight. So that is going to be an ordering special for the month of July. So there are just a couple weeks, don't tell me, 3 weeks maybe left of July. It's crazy. I don't even want to talk about it. But that is my ordering special. And again, you can shop at www.maryjosnyder.stampinup.net. And you can click the 3 lines at the right corner, drop down, hit shop. It takes you right to my online store. I will put links in the description of this video when I am done. And that will give people the opportunity to purchase from my online store and get these kits. The kits will be mailed out the beginning of August because I'm going to go all the way till the end of July. So every $35 order in my online store, you will get these 3 cards and the 3D project in order for you to make them. And if you don't have the sentiments, you can use sentiments that are from your own stash, or you can purchase the stamp set or bundle, whatever the case is, and that could be your order so that you can get this class for free after you purchase in my online store for $35 or more before tax and shipping. So the first card we're going to make is this one right here. I did pull in sentiments from a different stamp set, which you will recognize. No, I didn't. That is from the stamp set. The clouds are from a different bundle, and it is the Sunrise Sailing. So I used the clouds that are in the dies from the Sunrise Sailing. Very popular set. And of course, some of the other images that are gonna happen within this next couple of cards, they'll all be die cut for you, but there will be a list of products. I will have a PDF. I will do a PDF tutorial and a list of products, as well as you'll have the videos to reference and how to put them together. So hopefully that will cover all of my bases and you will really enjoy this opportunity. And this is going to be something that I hope to offer monthly if it goes well. I have to commit. I'm committed, right? All right, so what we're going to do, this is the crumb cake twine that is in the 5-pack of neutral twine that you can find in the annual catalog. So I've cut about, I don't know, there's about 14 inches of that. It's actually a piece I found that I had left. Set those aside. And we have a piece. Now I've already put this stuff together, so my apologies, but I'm going to grab some paper and show you how to do that. And these are all the pieces already die cut. And of course my crumb cake base. It's just going to make things go a little bit quicker because there is a lot of die cutting in the cards that I'm doing. So I did do all of that ahead of time. I will show you the dies and I will show you the stamp set. So we've got this die, which I really need to do my cheat sheet. This die here cuts out all of these wood posts right here, which creates this right here. Okay, so you've got that already die cut, and I die cut this out of the Country Woods Designer Series paper, which is in the annual catalog. It's a carryover item. And these dies right here, the starfish and the shell, I used Balmy Blue, and the shell is really super cool. Wait till you see what we do with that. Balmy Blue, Pretty in Pink, and Flirty Flamingo Strawberry Slush are the colors that I chose. So I did 2 stars, starfish, and 1 of the other shells. Okay. I also cut out, like I said, the 2 clouds that we're going to use for the sentiment. We have a piece of crumb cake cardstock for our card base, a piece of basic white for the inside of the card, and we've built this right here using that Designer Series paper to do that as well. Now, in order to do that, we want to grab, let me see if I have bits and pieces here. I may not, but I'll show you. I'll kind of give you the gist. This was supposed to be a swap card that I was doing at retreat, and I just could not wrap my head around what I was trying to do. So now I'm using all these bits and pieces to create my projects. So why not, right? So what I need to find is my paper. Bear with me one moment because I believe I just put it in the other room. I did. So I need to find the pieces I need. So I need this to cut. And I don't know if I have the other piece that is long enough. There's a piece. I need that. And I don't have the other, so I'm just going to improvise. And I'm going to use that as my other piece. For whatever reason, I came home from retreat and was missing my pack of paper. It's not missing. I'm just going to let you know that. It's just buried. So we're going to improvise and use this for that right there, which is not a big deal. We're still going to use this, but I'm going to show you how to build this right here. So this piece, I'll just tell you, 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. And I believe with that, I need to grab my paper trimmer. And I want to give you all the measurements. I would love for you to purchase from my online store. And this is going to be just a smidge bigger. So if that was 4 7/8, then I want to go to 4 3/4 by, was it 3 1/2? Just grab my ruler. Yes, 3 1/2. So we've got that piece. And then that layers on top of here. And then we are going to take a piece of this that is also measured over to 3 1/2 because that's the width here. This is also a great opportunity for that two-tone paper, the two-tone cardstock. And then this one is going to go over to 3 1/2. Now, the only thing is when it comes to offering consumables to make the cards that I'm showing you, is the fact that if supplies are limited, then the shipping the product shipping or the class kit shipping may go out a little later than anticipated, but you will know in advance if I have any issues with any items being out of stock. So, all right, so for this, we want 2 of these pieces right here to have that. This also has white core. So I want it to look like a sandy beach, right? So we've got that. And now that I tore, I don't want that side, but I do want another piece because these are going to layer together like so, just to give it a little dimension. And you'll have that. And then I want to do a little piece because I want 2 pieces from this. And these are just random sizes. It doesn't matter because you're just going to be tearing to create, to let that white core show through. Kind of, it looks like waves and a sandy beach. Okay, so we're going to connect all those together. And then we're going to stamp and assemble our card. Really super simple. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do this, which is really easy. Not with that glue, because that is not easy. If you have any questions about what I'm sharing with you, please let me know. And if you don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that notification bell. It doesn't cost you a thing to do that for me. It does help my business. It does help me reach more people with the algorithms. And I want to thank all the people that have recently subscribed and have been continuous subscribers and following me here. I love the community that I have. I love the interaction that you have amongst each other. And I just love sharing what I do. So it brings me great joy. I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive at the base of this because this is going to layer like that. I want it to be able to be a little lower than the edge of where that was off. It gives you that flexibility. Just as I'm going to do with this piece, I'm going to flip this over and just do the edge. Because then when I adhere the whole thing together, and you can do this on your, silicone craft sheet. If you're not familiar, of course, mine's got glue all over it and stuff, but this is your silicone craft sheet, and it does nothing sticks to it. I got glue on here, but it literally rubs right off. It's awesome, and that's a great way, a great thing to have. Very inexpensive, great thing to have for certain techniques, like even the reflection stamping type technique. That's pretty cool to do, and you can do it with your silicone mat or craft sheet. All right, so, and if you need item numbers for any of these things, let me know, or you can just simply search the online store and you'll be able to find them. All right, we want to make sure those are all lined up like so. And then I'm going to come in and add some more adhesive to the back. And I'm going to add that to the base of this piece here. And that would be my card front layer. Actually, why don't we just use it since we went through all that trouble, right? This is going to go here on dimensionals. But first I want to finish doing some stuff to it before we're adding all that stuff. So we've got our... Now, when I cut all these, they were in order, and I'm kind of ridiculous with stuff like that, but it's okay. They're not in order now, but it doesn't matter. All right. I'm going to take my precision glue tip. This is something I found on, Amazon. And this is going to go down. It's not going to stick into the sand. It's just going to kind of be angled a little bit. Now, if you're seeing what I'm doing, this is water as well as sky. Water, sand, water, water, and sky. Well, it will be sky because I'm adding clouds there after I get them stamped. I'm doing these a little, one is straight, the other two are kind of crooked, as if they're, you know, disrupted by the sand that they're in, because the sand shifts. You know what I mean? So this one will go a little bit lower because it's going to get covered by a seashell. I didn't necessarily do that with the others, with the other card. And then this one will kind of point out the other direction. It'd be cute if I had a little seagull to put on there, right? If you have the seagull set, that would be cute. All right, so we don't need this piece. That's scrap for now. And what I do need are all the bits and pieces here. Now, I did put Wink Estella on these, so I'm just going to grab my Wink because everything's better with Wink, right? People say everything's better with bacon or chocolate. Yeah. Everything's better with Wink. Now keep in mind, demonstrators not only get the discount on the 12 by 12 paper, we also get our own discount for being demonstrators and the title we're at. With me just advancing to Bronze Elite for meeting a sales achievement, I am able to get a 25% discount. So I'll get 20% off the paper plus my own 25% discount for being a demonstrator. So if that's something you're interested in, you could sign up to be a demonstrator today, buy the starter kit for $99. plus tax. Shipping is free, and you pick out $125 worth of product. And then tomorrow, after you get your email that you're a demonstrator and you get your account all set up, within the next, during this promotion, you could get your 20% discount for just starting out, as well as 20 additional percent off the two-tone cardstock. So you're like double dipping, and as demonstrators, we get the benefit of the deals that go on, and we are so fortunate that they allow us to do that. Not a lot of companies do that. So we are very fortunate. We get what the customers get on top of our own discount for the most part. So it's really great. I'm going to cut this in half. This is 4 3/8 roughly. So I want to let those dry. It's 4 3/8. So we know we want 2 1/8 and a 16th, and that should be halfway. So cut that in half, or you can bend it and cut it on a fold line or whatever. It's pretty close. We're going to bring this back in. We're going to add some glue to this. And this is going to get butt up to the edge of the layer here, not covering up the other wood grain underneath. And the other one will go down below. And then we'll be able to add the shells, but we're going to do that after this is adhered. No, we'll do that now because we have to do the stamping and cutting and all that stuff. So, all right, this is fun. So this shell is actually 3D if you want it to be. And in this card, I created it to be 3D. I added 2 dimensionals underneath here, just that section to pop that up and give it some added dimension. Will it require additional postage? I'm not sure. With the thickness of that being popped up that way. However, it's worth it because it adds such, it's just a cute little touch that it adds. I need to find my mini dimensionals, which were right here. They still are. They're just buried. And I want to do 2 together on the back side of the center of this. So I'm going to peel off, and I want to put it in the same direction after I peel off that layer. And then this is going to, oh, I need some adhesive here. And probably some on the other side there. So it's gonna adhere flat and the center is gonna pop up. It's really cute, if all goes well. Like so. And that will have to dry. But isn't that a cute way to add that shell? So you can see how that is super, it's got a little swirl to it. It's a conch shell, I believe. And it gives you that 3D effect. This is why I use a precision tip bottle, because the bigger tip, I'm really like aggressive when I press the seal or the Tombow. So that I just kind of tucked in little pieces, and this actually should get tucked in behind that other shell, but we'll see what I can do. See, I'm still way too much glue. So I do what I can when I can. See if that adhered already. I might be able to lift it up some. We'll do it like that. Kind of overlap it as well as put a little underneath. I got glue everywhere, but that's okay. My hands are all sticky. So the next thing I want to do is grab the, we're going to do some masking, but it's not really masking. I mean, it is, but I'm not using the masking product that is available. I need to find my stamps. Notes and Totes. We're going to use Relax and Enjoy. Now this can be a card for retirement. This can be a card for basically an anniversary. We're going away on vacation, whatever the case is. When you have stamps like this, your photopolymer, they're very bendy, especially if it's words and they're like thin. So I like to let it rest for a minute so that I know that it's all lined up. And then we are going to grab, I want to use Misty Moonlight because the color in this paper right here, where the water is Misty Moonlight. So the first word I want to stamp is going to be relax. Now this is another way of masking. If there is enough gap in between the lettering and the spaces, I should say the spaces in between the words, you should be able to do this without any problem. And it's just inking that one word, and you're going to stamp it on your cloud like so. And then we're going to clean that with our, I'm probably going to have to put some cleaner on this. Now, just because I know my Stampin' Scrub is got residual ink in it, I'm going to stamp this off on a piece of paper, grid paper, scrap paper, whatever, so that I can avoid having ink left on the stamp. And now I'm going to do the same with and enjoy without getting that other word in there. And double check it, make sure it didn't ooze on over there. And that's going to get centered in the other cloud, like so. Close this up so I don't make a mess. And we have these, and we are going to tack this one flat to the card base, well, to this layer. And I'm just going to use my seal. I'm going to do some trimming. It is going to, if I can tuck that under, if not, it's going to go over that, but I'd rather it tuck under. And it is it going to stick off? I think it sticks off a little so that I can trim that a little bit. This one gets a dimensional or two, but you don't want to put it up high. You want to put them lower. I'm going to use my bigger dimensionals. Do you all have a preference of which dimensionals you use? I like the big ones. I like to use both depending on the area I need to cover. And this one is going to go a little higher. Thank you. Appreciate that. And then I'm going to find my paper snips, and we are just going to snip the tips of those clouds so they're even with this paper. And then this will go on your card base with dimensionals. So there is dimension to this card. So you're going to either want to pay extra postage or do it with a non-machinable stamp. Especially that one corner that has the seashell kind of puffed out as well. But it should just take like a, what am I trying to say? A non-machinable stamp. They're a little bit more expensive, but at least it won't get run through a machine at the post office and ruin the card if you have dimension on it. All right, this piece of twine that is already knotted, so we're going to hope that doesn't interfere with what I have to do, is going to go on the inside, maybe. If I don't have enough to tie a bow like the other one, oh, actually it's not a bow, it's a knot. Hopefully there's enough here for me to do that. It will be tricky because it's probably just enough. I need to place an order. I need ribbons and stuff. I love using twine on rustic kind of cards, beachy cards. All right, that's uneven, but we're going to come in with our ribbon scissors. And then I want to fray this a little. There is an extra knot there, but that's because I didn't want to fuss and get it out. It knotted up when it was being moved around in my hands. I want to fray this, give it a little bit more kind of a netting look. You know, when things are frayed on a beach and stuff. So there's that. And then you just have a piece of basic white that goes on the inside. If you want to stamp something extra or add a little something else to the inside, you can. I left it plain. I I do know a lot of people like to stamp an additional sentiment on the inside, but I just leave mine plain. And there is card number 1 for tonight. So we've got that one. So that will be part of, and I'll reiterate what we're gonna do. I'll reiterate the special again. So I'll set that aside. And then card number 2 is this card here. It's very detailed. It's a reverse book fold, seam book fold in a sense. The seam is up here. And I'm sorry I have glue everywhere. I was really busy the other night. Thank you so much. I had so much fun after I finally got my head wrapped around what I wanted to do, but this was really fun. It was inspired a little bit by a design I saw. However, it wasn't Stampin' Up! Product, so I can't even remember who the person was. So, and actually it was a little bit different. So I, excuse me, I need a sip of water. Got a tickle. So this is super easy too. So you're gonna need a blending brush. And I did my blending with Balmy Blue because some of my colors here are Balmy Blue. I did the same palette of shells, like the shell is Balmy Blue, Pretty in Pink, and Strawberry Slush. And I thought that these pinks would look good with the, give it a little bit of a pop of color, besides having the petal pink background, which goes nicely. It coordinates with the designer series paper. The designer series paper is still all the same pack of paper, the Country Woods. I just love it. Anything wood grain is just, I love it. Anything country, I love it. So you have your card base, and it's your typical kind of bookbinding fold. And I'm just going to reinforce that fold. We're not going to adhere it together until we get to the last part of the card. So I'll set that aside for now. I am going to bring in a piece of grid paper because we are going to add our, now you see I did 2 different circles so I could save on time. So I have 2 of each, and then the way they're placed is opposite corners. So, and then of course you'll end up cutting, you'll get 1 each of the in crumb cake. So then you'll tear them and the halves will go on what it matches with, if that makes sense. So let's grab our blending brush. And a lot of people, a nice tip from Celine is instead of rubbing ink on your paper here, use your silicone craft mat. Oh, I didn't want to do that. We'll cover that section up with the crumb cake. I like to start out and not be so harsh with my ink like that right there. So I start out on the paper. You can add ink to a block, and that way you have that ink to use. Any piece of like a window sheet or something like that that you can just clean off afterwards so that you can use as much ink that you basically put on that instead of wasting like I'm doing right here. And right now it is wasting for me because I don't have the ink refill to this stamp pad, so I gotta get it. I don't know how I ended up getting a stamp pad without a refill. That's usually not like me. I like to order them together in hopes that the configuration of the ink refill is the same as the configuration of what's in the ink pad if you buy them at the same time. That's my logic. So, but I absolutely love working with the Notes and Totes. It just took me a minute to really figure out how I wanted to use it. And there's so much more you can do with it. Like the little bottles, which I didn't end up using, but I do have them pre-cut. They're so cute, these bottles. A water bottle, there's a lotion bottle, there's like all kinds of different things. It's really spectacular. So, all right, so now these 2 are going to stay here and this one, and I know I want to cover up that spot. You just want kind of a hint of color, and what I want to do is literally I'm just going to tear this in half. Doesn't matter, you know, what's what, and if one is too big, then tear some more away. And because you really just want it. And like for this, I might cut that off or leave it. I'm probably going to cut it off. No, I'm going to leave it. And that's going to cover up this one. So you can see it's creating like a sand, kind of an illusion of sand and the water. So we will grab our trusty, and I'm going to be not so heavy-handed. So, yes. Now you can add some ink to the edge of the ripped portion if you wanted to, just to add distressed look. I'm not going to bother on this one, even though I did on the first card. Now the key is to line this up the best that you can so that none of the white is showing on the bottom portion. And that's why you want to use your Tombow liquid glue. So you're covering that up almost right in line with the way that goes. Okay, and you're going to repeat this with each of your pieces. So we'll have to do the other piece for the other two. Dropsies tonight. So we've got this one. So we'll let these dry, and you can move them to line them up, which is such an amazing thing with Tombow. Tombow is, we have a love-hate relationship. Thank you. I don't know what I just did, but that was awesome. Super cool. Thanks for the love. All right, I'm going to add some back here. Yes, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. This one is a little bit more challenging because of the dots, so you really have to be quick when you're lining it up. But once you get it where you can see one section lined up, it's pretty easy to line the rest up. It's also helpful to not have glue all over your fingers. Dot, dot your Tombow. I can hear it. Dot your Tombow. Really easy, like so. And it doesn't really take, I mean, honestly, that took 3 cuts in my stamp cut and emboss machine. I used the same circles. I did 2 at the same time, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it went through twice, right? 3 times. And in the midst of that, while you're doing that portion, you're also adding in the other things that you need to cut, such as your shells. And you can do that with the bigger die cutting machine, the Big Boss we call it. I call it. Again, I want to Wink Stella my little pieces here. And do y'all hear the birds outside? Oh, it's so nice. Part of why I love this time of year is hearing all the wildlife outside, except when it's coyotes near my house. So I did not share this over to Facebook yet. I was going to try and remember to do that, but I did announce I was coming live on YouTube. So Tuesdays are a busy night with a lot of people doing videos, as well as Wednesdays. I like to watch people on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's why I do my lives on Thursdays and Sunday morning. Sunday morning is very hard for people, I know. I'm here Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. unless there's something that comes up. And actually this past Sunday I was out of town. I took the opportunity to go visit a friend in Pennsylvania. So that was nice. And it was a busy holiday weekend all the way around, so I wasn't prepared, and I wanted to be able to announce this opportunity for you to get these kits. So I really wanted to be prepared for all of you. So, but with that, Wink Stella, added those, and now those are going to dry with the Wink, and we can put the other stuff together for now. And once those are dry with the Wink Stella, we can do those adhering and add, we can do our stamping and all that stuff. So we have our sentiment piece, which is just a basic rectangle cut from basic white. We have our designer series paper again from that paper pack. This is going to go flush to the card base. So I'm just going to add that now. We have a piece of basic white, the same size to go on the inside of our card. Of course, you will get all the measurements with, well, you'll have the measurements with your kit, but I will have all the measurements in the, did I cut that right? I did. In the PDF tutorial. So, okay, so there's that. I'm not really a huge fan of typing PDFs, but I will do it because I have to get used to doing it, because it's one thing that I can always have. And if anyone ever just wanted the tutorial, they could buy that from me. So this piece of designer series paper is going to go in between with, in between where that fold is, and kind of leave like 1/8 of an inch border. So there's 1/8 of an inch in between each piece, with the exception of that. That's like 1/4 because it's 1/8 where that fold is. Does that make sense? All right, so grateful, a true story. That's the stamp we're going to use. Really hard to decide because the cutest thing in this die set is this cute little square, and it's almost like a newspaper, and well, rectangle I should say, and it looks like a newspaper or a book or whatnot, and it's really super cute. To put exclusive, made just for you, newsflash, you're fabulous, so grateful, a true story, and it's on this like newspaper print. Really super cute. You will see more projects with me highlighting probably photos using this set in the future, because I have not given it the love that it truly needs. So I need to keep creating using this bundle, so you will see more creations. All right, I need a block from my trusty little block holder. Thank you, Alexis Kempton, who creates these 3D things. And I purchased this from her. It holds all the blocks. I don't have the really large block, but it holds all size blocks, and you can take it to a crop with you or wherever you're going to craft. It's easy, portable, whatever. And then she makes other ones that will hold tools and other things. These are little gifts that I got. Tools and other things and stuff like that. And there's a larger one, which mine is in purple, but I do have a yellow one somewhere, I believe. This one's going to go to work. But this holds adhesives and other things. It can be organized. I think this is supposed to be an adhesive holder. The other smaller one is for like business cards and that type of stuff. And then the larger one is for the blocks, which I love. And of course, this I purchased from Jennifer Cotton. It's my take your pick tool holder. But they're all done with 3D printers. It's absolutely amazing. So, little sidebar, Kempton Creations has an Etsy store. I did put it in the description of, hey Lori, in the description of a couple of videos, but I will add it to the description of this video so you can have an easy link to get to Alexis Kempton's with Kempton Creations and her 3D stuff that she has in her Etsy store for sale. And she will customize it, and you can pick colors and all the fun things. So you just have to drop her a message, and she would be glad to accommodate. She does it in between her schooling, so she's home for the summer, and that's a good thing that she has this. She is going to school for engineering, and she's absolutely amazing, and she is such a breath of fresh air. She's just, her parents are amazing, and she's a wonderful, wonderful woman, young woman. Can't say kid anymore. Goodness. All right, so we are using Balmy Blue. So grateful. A true story. And it is a true story. I'm forever grateful. Whenever I look at my life and I get down on things, I think to myself, wow, things could be so much worse, you know? And not that we all don't go through our own bit of things that seem very, I mean, they are traumatic, like losing a loved one or whatever the case is. Very traumatic experiences, and we forget sometimes that being kind is so essential, because we never know what someone is going through. I saw a commercial the other day. It was a reel or a commercial on Facebook or whatever I was watching, and this is way more than I need, and this is Balmy Blue, and it's a set of 3, and it's in the last chance items. It's Balmy Blue, Lemon Lolly, and Is it Flirty Flamingo? It's a 3-pack of twine, and it's like $4.20. So you can still get it in the online store. So I thought, why not? I have it. I haven't used it, so I'm going to use it for this card. I know all these colors are just a mix match of colors. However, I'm pairing them up with the shells and the starfish. So anyway, the commercial I saw was someone like getting annoyed with a child in a grocery store that was not the parent that was with the child, but basically the child was acting out, but with good reason. Like the person didn't know this child's story. And remember, it's just about, basically it's sending the message, be kind. And then it goes to a flashback of what this child had gone through. And here this person is just, granddaughter is spending the night. I got sidetracked. We'll watch beginning on replay. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, these aren't my ribbon scissors. And so it gave a flashback of a woman, like through social services or whatnot, talking to the mother, quote unquote, of this child, as a child sitting on the sofa next to her, or in a chair next to her. And the lady is saying, "This, you are his third foster home. It's going to take him a minute to get adapted, and this, that, and the other thing." Like nobody even, like, you don't take into consideration what someone might have gone through when things are going on. People get so annoyed without taking time to just breathe, let people do what they're doing, and you do what you need to do. It's not necessary to always react in a negative tone, especially not knowing someone's story. It's very difficult. And we're human, and then that went on to someone that was driving sporadically in the road, not realizing that. And of course, someone was having road rage behind them. And then it flashed back to a moment previous, and the person had just got news that a loved one had passed away. And then there was another portion of something. And it just like really made me, it reiterated the fact that we really need to just be kind. Like, you don't know who you're going to run into, and you don't know their story. So it's very important to just try and love one another the best that we can. So, but, there's also circumstances with, people you do know, and you know what they go through, and you know what they create, and you choose, anyway. We'll leave that alone. Just had a conversation with someone about this before I went live. So, all right, so we are adding dimensionals. And basically I'm all obsessed with Mel Robbins and her Let Them theory. And you actually need to start reading my book again. I would love to get it on audio. But she has, the Let Them theory is very, very on point for me. And it's helped me actually be calmer and not let things out of my control bother me. Not that I'm a controlling person, but it is, these get dimensionals, obviously. I'm losing track of instructing. Not that I'm a controlling person, but basically you can only control yourself and how you react to things. And that's the most important thing, is how you react. So you just can't. I don't know what else to say. Mel Robbins, the Let Them theory. She has podcasts. She's remarkable. And she has been through a lot herself. And I also liked in one of her, it was in the book, and they talk about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a whole nother theory. And I used it one day, and I actually got my butt to the gym. And basically it's a concept of, you're sitting around your house. Okay, you see how I did that? 2 designs diagonal are the same. So you have those 4 designs. And we're going to put this blue one down in the lower corner, but we're not going to add that dimensional on this one. We're just going to add some adhesive. And again, these all have Wink of Stella on them. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 theory was one of her, I don't know if she was taught by a counselor. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have a hard time when I read retaining things. I always had that issue since school. So I have to go back and reread things a lot. So I really have to be in a quiet place. And, you know, like if I'm at work and want to read on my lunch hour, I have to close my door so that I can really focus. But anyway, squirrel, that's a whole nother topic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I was sitting on the couch and I was like, it was early morning and I'm like, what am I doing? It's early. I should be doing something productive. I should be in my craft room, or I should be cleaning, or maybe I should be going to the gym. So I sat there and I was like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I jumped off the couch, got on my workout gear and went to the gym. Instead of sitting there, I got up. I counted from 5 to 1 backwards and made myself get up. It was pretty interesting how it really worked. So there is the other card, and we put the white inside. Now that we have this all tied together, now you can use whatever adhesive you prefer to use. I did find that using Tombow worked really good for me. Tear tape, I don't know why, did not work, and it might just be the humidity in my room. So I am just going to add some this stuff, Tombow, around this, and kind of, you want to make sure that you have that twine wrapped around on the inside first, so that it's all stuck in there nice. And that is card number 2. So again, with this card and this card, and this card, and this is not mine, but it's going to be the same concept and a 3D project. If you place an order in my online store through the month of January, or I always do that, through the month of July 2025, the remainder of July 2025, you have up till the end of the month, $35 or more, I will send you the consumables, no stamped images. Everything will be die cut for you to create these projects. I've already done videos. You know how to assemble, tips and tricks. I am going to do a PDF tutorial. Again, cringing. But I'm going to do that. And I mean, there'll be pictures and kind of stuff like that. But the videos are my tutorial. They're the best things to follow for me because it's just easier for me to do the instructions, give you measurements. But I will make sure you at least have measurements and know which circles to use and all that good stuff. Maybe not the step-by-step instructions, but you'll know what you need as far as product, dimensions, and basically what layers first, second, third, fourth, that type of thing. So this is 4 projects, 3 cards, a 3D product, 3D project, $35 or more in my online store the rest of July. Take advantage of that 2-tone paper sale that starts tomorrow, this evening, really, really early morning for us at 2 a.m. I'm going to flip the camera around now that you've seen all those goods. And thank you for all the likes and all the love. I appreciate it. So yeah, you can get these projects, and I'm going to focus on a bundle or product each month in order for you to potentially get the class for free with an online order. So like I said, this is going to be my first month trying this, and the month is almost, goodness, it is, well, I don't want to say it's almost over. It is only the 8th today, the 9th. The 8th. I'm already lost. I don't even know what. The 8th. It's the 8th. So we have time. But I just wanted to put that out there. So don't miss out on this great opportunity. It gives me a chance to send some love to people and thank yous. And what better way than be able to create 4 projects by placing an order. I love the thought of sending out thank yous, and I don't always have the cards available that are already pre-made and ready to go. So this will be a great way. They'll be nicely packaged and ready to go for you to create these cards and 3D project. So I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing me to say a prayer for those in Texas and any, you know, those that are dealing with the loss of family members and whatnot, and the devastation that is going on. I realize that there's devastation everywhere throughout the world. this is just really hard on me because, and I mean, it's just really hard. I don't know why I'm dealing with it in such a way. I reached out to a couple of demonstrators that live in Texas to let them know that I'm thinking of them and making sure that they were okay, because they're friends of mine. And I just wanted to extend my love and empathy to them as well, because they're, even though they're not in the midst of it, it's affecting them as well, because it's their state, and it's their livelihood and people they love and know. And yeah, so yeah, let's just give each other grace and pray for all those that need it, and continue to share and do the things we love so that we can share sunshine to everyone, to send sunshine to everyone when we are able to. So on that note, I will see you Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be focusing on, I don't know yet. I'll announce it though. I got some new stuff. Maybe it's going to be new stuff because people can get their hands on it, and I'm excited. It's not Christmas stuff yet, but I got the pear set, and I did get the Halloween set. Oddly enough, I did, because I loved the colors in it, and I love the opportunities of making multiples of certain things. So on that note, many Stampin' Blessings. Thanks for taking time with me on this Tuesday night, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.